and welcome to the Swift Talk. I'm Kate, the Swiftie.
And I have no basket, but I have all that fake-looking grass stuff. Not so Swift Sam.
It's Easter egg season
Drake season.
in Swiftland and real land.
Real land, not just Shondaland.
Um,
Shondaland's doing the murder mystery at the White House TV show, right?
Yeah.
Starring a couple people from Orange is the New Black. A couple of
I don't know much
primetime
about it.
castmates.
I just wait till things show up on my Hulu, and then I'm like, sure, I'll watch that.
Have you watched White Lotus yet?
Not season 3. I'm letting it build up.
Okay.
I like to know what's happening. I like to see it all at once. I'm all caught up though. I'm 1 and 2. Did you watch the iHeartRadio Awards last night?
I did not, no.
Well, you didn't miss much.
What happened?
Taylor did not go.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She did win several awards, including Favorite Surprise Guest on Tour. Do you want to guess who that was?
Favorite surprise guest on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Travis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then she was given the Tour of the Century award.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You didn't think the Eras Tour was the Tour of the Century?
Well, let's see. If you're going back from 1924 to 2024, best tour of the century? I don't know, man. There's been some other tours.
Not like this one.
Yes, very true. Not like this one.
Anyway, well-deserved award.
And she didn't show up, not even for a surprise guest. For a surprise recipient, Taylor wasn't there.
No, but she did pre-record her thank you, which was very sweet. And she was wearing a black shirt with a silver snake necklace.
Do I tell you? Does someone else tell you? It's just stir. It's just drama. She doesn't give a damn about her reputation.
No, we know. But she has to because her trademark's going to expire. And she does give a damn about her trademarks.
Do you think that if she had it done, she would have been there?
No.
Because she's been to these rewards in the past?
She goes when she feels like it. I think that she has been on tour for... The tour started 2 years ago on the same day as the iHeartRadio Awards, where so they celebrated this 2-year anniversary of. I think she's exhausted. I think she was on this crazy tour for really 1.5 years of her life. She was constantly on, and I think now she's just happy to be at home and be a normal person.
Sure.
I don't think that she's really all that interested in going out and smiling like she did. She did the
Grammys.
Yeah, she did the Grammys. Like, she went to the Super Bowl, and then she's like, all right, I'm clearing my schedule. I'm going to...
Like, she's picking and choosing, but that's the point, is that she's picking and choosing.
Yeah, she gets to.
Yeah.
If I had my choice, I think I would pick the Grammys.
Over iHeartRadio?
Yeah, probably.
Who just tore down their studio right
I know,
a few
it's
miles
gone.
away from us. Gone forever.
But, she won a bunch of awards, which is nice. She got her Tour of the Century, which is great. But, I don't think she needed to be there. They showed a clip of her doing Mirror Ball at the first night of the Eras Tour.
They didn't show a clip with her and Kanye as a way to go iHeartRadio. Way to be more on top of it than, what was it, Rolling Stone? Billboard.
No, we don't talk about him. But she, just did her thing. You lost me when you said that. Oh, so the other reason why we're kind of like we're clowning a little bit is because Mirrorball was track 6, and there's really no reason for her to show that footage. She could have done Tim McGraw, but she picked Mirrorball. I don't know. It was just very strange.
They showed Mirrorball footage at
the iHeartRadio, so her doing it as the surprise song from night 1 of the Eras Tour was one of her surprise songs.
Okay.
And then they showed footage of her doing that song, which we've never seen real footage of. We've only ever seen like grainy live stream.
Okay.
But even then, like we weren't really like sure what to do, so we didn't really know how to live stream yet. And then before the iHeartRadio Awards, they released a bunch of leftover tour merch.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
So let's get into this compact car.
Yeah.
Let's clown around. Okay, so what do you think that they're showing Mirrorball for?
Well, it is track 6 and Reputation's album 6, so maybe it could be because
And there's 6 items that they put up on the. Still haven't sold these out. So 6.
no, there weren't 6 items. There were lots of items.
Okay.
None of which I bought because I already have what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just, playing with our emotions. I really think that eventually we're going to get an Eras Tour documentary.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's done yet. Is my guess. I think that's what she's doing with her time.
So hear me out. 666. Numbers of the devil, but the devil's related with snakes, right? So here's where it can go. Go 2 different ways. 1, snake. Snakes in the garden. Apple. All of it's going to be released on iTunes. It's going to be an I something through Apple. I. Or snakes. Snakes in the Amazon. It's all going to be streamed on Amazon. Maybe is that the Easter egg right there?
It's possible. It's very possible.
Were these Easter eggs over hard or over easy?
They dyed black.
Oh,
Because that's the color of Reputation.
there you go. Didn't know.
It's just like a little wild ride over there. And, now the Swifties are like, Taylor leaves her Easter eggs out in plain sight so all the fans can see it, like the silver necklace. And other Swifties are like, don't yuck my yum. I'm like in deep on this mirror ball theory. And I'm like, I'm here for all of it. Give me all of your predictions. Eventually, a Swiftie is right twice a year. It's like a clock. Get it? Because it's a clock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't get it, too.
No, I get it.
Okay, just checking.
Usually right twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the clock from midnights. Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mama Kelsey entered the chat.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep this moving.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, she posted the cutest little note on her Instagram, and it was like, "Congrats, Trav and Tay, on your awards."
Because he got awarded technically.
Yeah.
She got the award because of him.
She's like, "Taylor got 6 fan voted awards, and Travis got 1."
I mean, look,
we love her. We love the support.
It's not the worst thing to win after not winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the worst. Like, look, he's still winning.
Yeah. So's Taylor. It just was really sweet. And I was like, that's the mom energy that we love about Donna Kelsey.
Yeah.
She's like, look at this. Look what we did. And Travis and Taylor are like, choice. Okay.
Let me ask you this. There's a bunch of nominations for all these awards, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what was something else she was competing against? Like, for Tour of the Century?
Tour of the Century wasn't they had already.
It was just like, okay, we are making this award and we're okay. For
Sabrina got Best Pop Star. Like, Gracie Abrams, Taylor wasn't in this category, but Gracie Abrams got Breakout Artist.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Gaga the Icon Award.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were a lot of like big awards and big people. Mariah Carey was there and performed. Like, there was a lot going on in this it was like a 2-hour show. It's a lot.
Yeah.
They packed a lot in. So, like, I don't know. I feel like Taylor not being there, it was fine. Like,
right. We kind of talked about this before, too, when it comes to, like, do you have to be... There was something we were talking about, like, would Taylor show up? Does she have to be there? These types of things. The picking and choosing isn't the worst case scenario because, one, it's like, okay, am I winning something no matter what? Then fine, sure. But also, where you are very much correct, 1.5 years of her life touring. Taking 6 months off, maybe need some more time. Take a little bit more time. Do your thing.
Well, like, I mean, she was going from, like, city to city, hotel to hotel. Like, just didn't get to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And that tour was brutal. 3.5 hours, very small breaks to get a drink of water or, change your costume. Like, you were just in, out.
Sure.
Back up with your microphone.
Remind me, does she do a lot of press junctions? None whatsoever.
No, not really.
Which is where a lot of like the Taylor theories really get to shine because it's what is she giving us? What is she?
Oh yeah, I mean every so often, like she did the Time Magazine Person of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
She'll do something occasionally, like you get a little breadcrumb, and that was over a year ago, and she teed us up for Reputation. And she's like, these vault tracks are fire. And we're like, oh, we're going to get it. And now, like a year and like 4 months later, like, so Taylor. Can we hear those vault tracks?
Look, man, almost, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago now when we started talking about all this Taylor stuff.
Yeah.
And it was Folklore and Evermore were released. And then it was the re-release. And then it was, is it a new album? Is it a re-release album? Is it this? Is it that? Like, we're kind of going back to that formula of Tortured Poets has been released. This could be the prime time for her to do something new and different, which is releasing all the live tracks.
Yeah, she could do that.
I
mean, that's, I think, the beauty of where Taylor is in her career. It's really Taylor's world. Whatever you want to put out or not put out, or when you want to put it out or when you don't want to do it. She makes everybody a lot of money. They're like, Taylor,
I mean,
you go for it.
Technically, where she put up the fight to say, like, I want to have my ownership of my products and my art.
Which shouldn't have worked.
Right. She's gotten to a point, though, where she has almost all of it.
Almost.
And it's not that, is it concession if I go, okay, I didn't get that one. Is it an empty victory if, like, I almost got all of them, I got the right, like, that's the thing. Like, this could.
I don't see her not finishing it. I think there's got to be a reason, or maybe she just is afraid of oversaturation. There's been so much.
Yeah.
Like, again, you were saying, like, in 2020, we got Folklore. Then we got Evermore. Then we got Fearless re-record. Then we got Red re-record. Then it was Midnights. Then it was a very quick succession. Speak Now in 1989. Then Tortured Poets. And, like, that was a lot. And I think you're seeing a little bit of, like, fatigue in the general public. Not so much the, like, Swifties, but the general public are like, okay.
Yeah. If anything, she might have got this done and go, I'm just going to wait until the last possible day and then pass it in.
Here you go, guys.
Yeah.
And she can do that. Like, it's Taylor Swift. Like, whatever you want, we'll be thrilled. It's not like we're like, I'm never listening to her again because I haven't got Reputation yet. Because even the people that say it, the minute that hits streaming, they'll be on there. She's doing great. Do whatever you want, Taylor. Although we are starting to run out of songs, so Taylor, whatever you can do for us.
You take your time.
I mean, because Sam and Jason are getting real excited about the fact that we're going to put them all back in. So fun. So fun. In other news, but kind of Eras Tour related, our girl, Sarah Snook from Succession.
Yep.
Siobhan. She is in a Broadway play called The Picture of Dorian Gray, where she speaks for 2 hours and plays 26 characters.
Oh, they're doing a one-person show.
So she got asked about it. They're like, how did you prepare for this? Like, you don't really get a break. You don't, like, how do you do it? And do you know how she did it?
Did she do a different era or a different Taylor Swift song for each of the characters, and that's why she's switching era to era?
No.
Okay.
She said, no alcohol, no caffeine, sleep, 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 and do my lines on pace on a treadmill. Because I read Taylor Swift did it, and I went, that's brilliant.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, physical exertion, stimulate your mind, get all your words right. Acting through movement is important because you're not just going to be sitting down the whole time. Fantastic. Did she shake it off when she got off stage?
Inconclusive.
No giant epic dance party afterwards.
Maybe it was a cruel summer. Who could say? Who could say?
Dorian Gray, the one-woman show. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I bet she's spectacular in it. She's a phenomenal actress.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was like a fun little fact for the day.
Heck yeah.
A little Succession Swiftie crossover we never knew we needed. And I mean, there's so many other Taylor, like, little pieces, but I don't think you're going to want to get into them with me today.
Well, here's something I propose.
Okay.
So
we're proposing.
One of the reasons propose a question to you. Not marriage. We already have a podcast. What I'd like to propose is this. In White Lotus Season 3, where her name's escaping me, but one of the most famous pop stars of all time is one of the characters in this ensemble. She's a K-pop artist with, like, well over 1.5 million followers on all her socials and yada, yada. part of the reason they had struggle bust with should we hire this person because the amount of security they would need for this person on filming locations and days. They're fantastic. If I could say they're really blowing up, that'd be an understatement because they've already been famous everywhere else. Yeah. They're just becoming more and more known here in America.
Okay.
Do you think that Taylor, in her trajectory, she's going to pivot from, you know what, I've conquered music, and where Broadway could be an option, do you think she's going to pivot to the silver screen, where she does have a bit of the flair for directing? She has been a little bit in these movies.
We are, always talking about maybe an EGOT. She's directing. She has tried acting. She's done a couple.
From Valentine's Day to A Car in New Amsterdam.
To cat classes with Andrew Lloyd Webber.
A perfect performance, no one might say.
It was pretty perfect. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Not at all catastrophic of a movie. But yeah, no, it was right meow. I think we don't know what she's up to. But she's on board to direct something. She's seemed to really enjoy that. So maybe. I mean, eventually I think we'll see something Broadway from her. Because why not?
Why not? Why not, EGOT?
I really do believe Taylor in her soul is a theater kid. So I think she would really I don't know if she would do it as an actor or if she'd write something. Direct. Who knows? Yes. I would love to see whatever she does. We can field trip.
Going to New York.
Jason does not seem excited about that.
No, not at all.
I think we'd have a great time at the theater, Jason. Also, for those of you, the question of the day is Jason still the producer because he doesn't talk anymore?
My job is not to talk or interrupt you two. It's just to make sure that you guys do good.
Well, people have been missing you. So that was today's question. What happened to Jason?
Oh, he's been here. Been here the whole time.
He's here. If Kenny G's here, Jason's definitely here. But Kenny G was not allowed to make a guest appearance today. Well, are we ready?
Yeah, let's get into it. What song are we doing today?
We're doing Suburban Legends.
Suburban Legends, the great ska band from the early 90s and 2000s, who then recorded a bunch of Disney music. Urban Legends. No? We're doing a Taylor Swift song. Okay.
But good for you for holding out hope that one day I'll get distracted. One day. 185, 86, 85 weeks in. Still haven't gotten there, but maybe. Maybe. Anyway, it's a vault track off the 1989 album.
It's a vault track, okay.
I can imagine this is going to go fantastic for me.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Maybe you'll get distracted. Maybe it'll go fantastic. Who's to say?
Who's to say? The world's our oyster. I'm going to hit pause. You hit pause, and we'll be right back. Well, Sam.
Is this the award winner for shortest Taylor Swift song?
No. It was just so good that you're like, oh, wow, I can't believe it's over. I would like some more.
Out of the gate, just it's written lyrics right away. No, she's like, get it all out. We only got one take. Let's do it. No freaking, not a breath was wasted, huh?
No.
Just, it feels like it's a composition song. Like it's a bunch of ideas from other songs and takes of lyrics pushed into the song.
Yeah. I mean, it's a vault song.
Oh, it's a vault. Yeah, I know it's a vault song. But I feel like there's so much going on here that it's different. It's it's all different takes. It's different ideas. And it's the concept is just throw it all on the one thing.
It's chaos. We love a chaos.
We love a chaos?
We love a chaos.
Ah.
I like this song a lot. I think it is the last of the vault songs on 1989. And I think it's very much that when you listen to the album as you were supposed to listen to it and you get to this song and you're like, okay, and then it goes back and it starts again and you go to Welcome to New York, you're like, okay. It closes the loop for you. Because you're just you're chaotic, you're breaking up, like this love that you thought was going to be it, this love that you really like, it was big and you flew a little close to the sun on this one, and then it ends and you're like, what happened? Like this was supposed to be destiny, like this was it, I was all in, like this was happening, and you're like, I guess not, 'cause it wasn't that way for you, clearly. And then you go, welcome to New York, and you start fresh and you go right back through the journey. I broke my own heart because you were too polite to do it.
Right, which is definitely probably one of the stronger lines in this.
It is my favorite line in this.
Yeah.
And it just, like, that punch of, like, I get it. Like, when you're just like, this isn't working. You're not going to give me what I need. It's not going to be the relationship that I was hoping we were working towards, or, like, envisioning that we would have. Like, I've tried. I can't do it anymore. You're not going to tell me what I don't want to hear. So I have to be like, I can't do this. Like, I am not doing this anymore. And you block them. And you take a big breath. And you walk away. Because you know they're not knocking on your door anymore. They know, like, they're probably like, all right, well, they finally got the hint.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. I took the you don't knock on the door as, like, they're just letting themselves in no matter what. Like, they don't have to knock anymore.
Oh, yeah. They just show into your life when you're not expecting it. And here they are. You're like, oh, you're back.
I've also never heard her just end a song on a bridge.
Yeah. Because it's chaotic. Because it just ends.
I mean, I guess it's the Brooklyn Bridge. I guess it's the George Washington. I guess it's something like that.
Yeah, it just ends. The bridge to nowhere.
Bridge to nowhere, except you're back to New York. It's just
been waiting for you.
It's such a crazy mismatch of being like, it's high school except it's not high school, and then it's back to the high school motif of the fantasy of, like, returning to the high school.
Yeah.
Is it like that young love kind of, this was the daydream, this was all the things that could have been, but maybe it's because I was so lost in the daydream that's why this is harder?
Well, I had this fantasy of mismatched star signs. And maybe our mismatched star signs would surprise the whole school. And I think it's kind of just, in some ways, you never really do get out of high school. You have your group of friends. Everybody has an opinion. And you're like, no, like, I know there are a lot of red flags. Like, they're a Capricorn and I'm a Libra. Like, what would I possibly know? But that, like, it's fine. Like, it works out sometimes. And everyone's like, no. Like, what are you doing? Like, no. And you're like, no. Like, we're going to get married and, like, celebrate 50 years and be back here. And you're all going to be like, oh, we were so wrong. They weren't. They were right. But
Right.
you're just like, well.
The flush with the currency of cool and my empty pockets, turning on my empty pockets and stuff. That was the one thing of being like, Taylor, I don't think you can legally say that you've ever, like, oh, I have nothing in my pockets. What can I? You could say you don't have pockets. You could say that.
I'm sure there's very rarely anything in Taylor's pockets. Her security guard carries her purse more often than not. We've learned that from the football games where this, like, burly Ukrainian man is carrying her Louis.
All right. So it's a vault track. It wasn't quite 89, but with the re-release, it's 89. Let's put it out there. It can fit the motif. And like you said, if you're doing the assignment and you're listening to this album front to back, it's not just front to back, it's front to back to front again.
Yeah, we just stream.
You close the circle. So this is clearly not Coded Joe.
No, I think it's Coded Harry.
Really?
I think it's a Harry Styles reference. It might be a Maddie Healy reference. There's a lot of split takes on this one. She had met Maddie Healy at this point. Like, he wore it. Like, it's possible. It could be really about, it's Taylor. Like, there could be somebody in there that we know nothing about. It could be Calvin Harris. Like, who knows where she was with this? It could be written about somebody else and their relationship.
Well, let me throw this at you then.
Okay.
Do you think that Suburban Legends is just clever wordplay, or do you think that there's a deeper context to Suburban Legends versus, let's say, Urban Legends?
I think it's the suburban life. It's the getting married, the house, the 2.5 kids, this, like, suburban dream that you've had. Like, it's kind of that white picket fence.
That hereditary idea.
Mm-hmm.
You were kind of told about as a kid, and then when you're not a kid anymore, you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. It's that thing.
Like you're supposed to meet somebody, preferably a high school sweetheart, get married, buy a house, have 2.5 kids, live a happy life, retire, celebrate your 50th anniversary, and then die within 20 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen The Notebook?
Yeah, I have seen The Notebook. All right.
So, like, yeah, there's some, ups and downs in the midst, but that's kind of what your life is supposed to look like. And if it doesn't, then,
right.
And we kind of see that that's kind of not how life works most of the time or some of the time. It's definitely not how life has worked for Taylor. But, like, you meet this person, you see the future, you see the white picket fence, you see the family, you see the 50th anniversary, that suburban legend that you've...
And that the time it takes, right, to get to that ideal. Well, these people say we're not good together now. Give us 10 years. You're gonna see we're back stronger together. And
yeah, haters gonna hate. We're gonna prove them wrong.
The idea of I see nameless phone calls pop up in my peripheral vision, and I'm just like, okay.
The way that she starts it with that, you're just like, I feel this, Taylor. I know where you're going.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Give me your why you feel that.
Like, I've definitely dated and was not the only one they were dating when we met. Fair.
Oh.
And, like, you always have that in the back of your mind. They're like, who's that?
I figured creditors.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't go there with that. I also didn't know where to go from there with that. I was like, okay.
All right, so it felt like there was a lot of, so even if their long-term goal is like, we're going to get there, that insecurity that is there.
I don't think we ever knew that the other part of the song, the subject of the song, was ever had that goal.
Right.
I don't think they did. I think that Taylor comes to realize this at the end where she's just like, oh.
Well, I mean, like, look at that. We were supposed to be suburban legends. We were supposed to be national treasures. It's like the expectation of just, it's going to be the magic one and everything's going to be ideal, as opposed to really acknowledging where you are right now. And
yeah, well, she says, I didn't come here to make friends. Like, I don't want to be just your friend. Like, I want a future. I want this life. I want to be suburban legends. And you kiss me in a way that's going to screw me up forever. Like, I'm going to compare everything to this now. Like, this moment was a watershed moment. This relationship it changed something for me. And I hadn't thought this way until now. And I wasn't like, this is it. And, like, I think we all have that, like, kind of early, that relationship where you're like, I absolutely get it. Like, I can see myself marrying you. Like, and then it turns out not so much.
Yeah. It's not the, out of all the Vault songs that we've listened to.
No, I think I like it. I think it's a great song. I think it's I like when Taylor plays around a little bit. I like when she's just like, you can't tell me no. I'm going to end it on a bridge. You can't tell me no. I'm going to be all over the board with this.
And there's nothing so vividly wrong in my eyes with this song that makes me go, why wasn't this on the album? If this was the concept, is it because it was one of those, this just really wasn't a finished product, and now we've been able to go back and finish it?
I like this song. I do not think that there's a song I would take off 1989 to put this song on it.
Well, right. That's why I'm saying,
except
like, why would
Shake
you just...
It Off. No, I would have left Shake It Off on too. I do feel that 1989 is probably her most complete album. The tracks, the way it's put together, like, just I think for me, and like, Red's my album, but I think 1989 is the best packaged album Taylor has. And it had to be for a lot of reasons. And so I think even though the Vault tracks are really strong on this re-record, I don't think she missed a mark anywhere. Like, I really don't think that she could have taken off a song from the original and substituted a Vault song and it would have been as strong. I love that we got these Vault songs. I think they're very strong Vault songs. I think they enhance the album, but I wouldn't swap anything for it.
Right. I think that's got to be the coolest thing about the power play like this, of like re-owning your product, is that you could have done Taylor Allison Swift. You could have done anything that you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the decision of, no, we're adding in these songs that didn't make the cut for whatever reason, and I'm putting those out there. Like, it could have been like, we're just tweaking these things, or I don't like the order, or like, whatever. I don't like this song, drop it. And the fact that she's like, no, we're going to add these things in for better or for worse. I'm deciding we're adding these things in.
Well, I think you see a little bit more of who she was then, where she's always a little more cautious, I think. You know, it was big for her to go from slightly pop, slightly country, and everyone's like, oh, that's cute, look at her, to like, nope, this is all pop. Like, you can't bully me into putting one country song on here. I'm not going to put one that might be country adjacent on here. Like, it is all pop. It is all pop radio. I'm full on genre shifting.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it had to be phenomenal. Like, it couldn't just be good. It certainly was not going to be okay. Like, she had to come out with the strongest pop album that she was capable of making.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she did it. So that's why when 1989, like, we're talking about re-recording, and the re-record of Taylor's version came out and she had changed a few things, there was a lot of chatter in the Swiftie community about it because it is such a strong album. And to re-record it with the texture of her voice now, even though it wasn't that long ago, her voice is still like matured and textured.
Sure.
Like, it just, there's little things that are changed or little ways she says something. And it is kind of where the re-records really got interesting for me, because there was all of a sudden that talk about like how things had changed, what was different. Do we like this original better? Like, what do we do here if you like the original 1989? And I think what we forget is Taylor makes money no matter what you listen to.
Right. But let me throw that into you, okay? Like, where I'm saying, like, it's cool that she did this with the album.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, yeah, Taylor wants to make money no matter what. It's not always about just the art, right?
No.
Do you think that with her age, with her vocal quality, when it comes to things like Reputation and Debut, which have not been re-released, do you think that this is a factor for her of being like, I don't sound the same, I don't sing the same, I don't know if I want to try to be the same?
I think perhaps with Debut, Reputation probably less so, just because it wasn't, it was 2017.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, she did a lot of it on the Eras tour. Like, we didn't really see any of Debut unless it was a surprise song. So I think Debut is probably kind of that way for her, where it's like, it's not really, like, she doesn't have that twang anymore. Like, how do you bring that back? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But I would say probably with Debut, less so with Reputation. I think with Reputation, it's just kind of peeling back layers of an onion that maybe she doesn't really want to go back to.
Sure.
You know, it's twofold. It's that coming out of being canceled and Taylor's a snake and like reclaiming her reputation. But it was also like her falling in love with Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not there anymore. And that's still like a little, oh.
She could pull a power move right now and just have these two albums be her and whoever her favorite artists are. And they're taking point on stuff and she's singing backup, or it's her and them. Like, she could do this a lot of different ways when it comes to these next two albums.
She could. However, with Taylor, she wouldn't be able to license them the way she wants to license them. And I think, like, to have her full catalog at her disposal, and you learn a lot. You learn from Michael Jackson. You learn from the Beatles. You learn from Prince. You learn from the people that came before you about how important it is not to just own your name, but to own your work. And that's especially where hers is so autobiographical. Like, it's owning her story. And so I think that you'll absolutely see her do it alone first. A Taylor and Friends album would be so cool. Would it happen anytime soon? No. I think that's probably that would be the greatest hits version of Taylor, because we've already had Taylor. Like, we had the Eras tour.
The closest I've really heard to her doing an actual duet was Florida. Like, that was the closest. That was like unarguably like they're sharing the spotlight. It's not just in get out of my way.
It's a great song.
When you have to do a bonus track that says now more with that artist, that's kind of
I actually have been back in Midnights quite a bit lately,
Mm-hmm.
and every time Snow on the Beach comes on, I laugh. I'm like, oh, Sam's favorite.
Just not a lot of snow on the beach. Not a lot of snow when it comes to. Dude, I gotta say, vault song wise, best vault song I've heard.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I will take it.
Mhm.
I like it. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. I think it's a great way to end the era for her to go right back into Welcome to New York.
Mhm.
She's like throws her hands up, and then you're like a single girl in the city again.
There we go.
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah. Who doesn't? And remind me, does this close the door on 89?
It does.
All right. 2 down.
No, I think maybe I gotta go back through. I don't know if it closes the door at 89.
All right.
I think we might have closed the door unknowingly. We're close on like debut.
Oh, yeah?
We're definitely done with Reputation. I think we might be done with Red. We're definitely done with Lover.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pull out my sheets.
All right. We are opening and closing vaults. We're looking at the floorboards for more songs.
It's okay. We've still got plenty off Tortured. I think we've still got several off
She's
Evermore.
got 72 songs on Tortured.
Just 110.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
it's casual.
Each and every week, we roll the Jillian Petruzziello
See what
die.
we're doing.
Yeah. We're going to roll for an album. We're going to roll for a song. We got a couple albums that are off the list. Got a couple songs that are still available on each album.
Okay.
We definitely know Reputable's done. Lover might be done.
Reputable?
Reputable?
Reputation?
Reputation?
Reputation and Lover are done.
Let's roll for a album. And the cover is a 9.
Ooh, Evermore.
Hello. No, not Foo. Shoot. Quote the Raven?
No.
Okay,
All right,
let's.
Edgar, roll your dice.
I got it. Let's see. 6.
No Body, No Crime. Haim. My
Nope.
girls.
Body No Crime. Haim.
With Haim.
Now, this is a song that I've heard people do at karaoke, which is probably why I'm like, we've done this song, right?
We have not done it.
Okay. This will be the first time I've heard someone who's not a man sing this song. Oh, yeah. Exclusively men I've heard sing this song, which I'm
Where are
probably
you
going to
going to
find out is
karaoke?
problematic. But here we are.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that next week. I'm interested to hear about that.
What?
Nothing.
What?
It'll be great.
Easy.
So we're going to see you next week in our
Yeah.
Evermore era. If you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe, rate, review, tell your friends.
Yeah, let us know what you liked about it. Let us know what you hated that I said.
Send us your questions.
Yes.
Oh, my shoes are from Madewell. I forgot who asked that.
Oh, that's a
question.
Madewell shoes.
Madewell from like 3 years ago.
My
I found them in my
shoes
closet.
are from behind my door in the little shoe kiosk that I have with my shoes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking, guys. We love your questions. We'll be back next week
Yeah.
with No Body, No Crime with the Haim sisters.
Nobody, no crime. No?
We're going to let you think that.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep. I think that that's how you should pump yourself up for next
All right.
week.
Can't wait.
We'll be back next week. I'm Kate the Swiftie.
And I'm not so Sam.
See you soon.